Killua running the 400-meter dash, Sasuke doing archery, and Goku playing ping pong? Today we're hosting our very own anime Olympic finals to find out what anime characters would win each of the following Olympic disciplines. And so in classic anime fashion, we're gonna kick off things with an event based on pure power, the shot put. Basically, how far can our anime contenders actually throw? Is it further than the Olympic world record of 77 feet? Yes, they can. Absolutely they can. Our first character representing Japan actually destroys that record easily. All Might, the world's greatest hero, has the perfect body to steal the bronze medal in this competition. Yeah, bronze. With his legendary technique, the Detroit shot put, he's gonna send this metal ball like super far. Super far. You don't get what I'm saying. We've seen Midoriya use a fraction of his power to launch a baseball flying extreme distances, and All Might makes doing that with a 16-pound metal ball look super easy. But even though we do have some luscious golden beautiful hair, today he's only getting the bronze. Though he does look like he's also using some bronzer himself. Well, taking home the silver medal instead in shot put, also representing Japan, big surprise, is the infamous Kaiju number 8. And hey, if I'm gonna let superheroes compete, I'm allowed to let soldiers compete as well, right? I mean, active military or not, he is representing his nation with pride. And thanks to his very dynamic and ever-changing kaiju form, he's able to get the speed and power necessary to launch that ball, well, probably right into the stratosphere? Like, basically, he's throwing it and it's just going, and then it's kind of just gone. Which does kind of beg the question also, how did anyone beat that? And well, the answer is, it does kind of help that even compared to his competitors, this man is huge, because representing Planet Vegeta, it's Broly. And let's be real, there is no way anyone is gonna beat this hunk of meat. Because yeah, Beefcake over here may not know how to spell his own name, but he can throw this ball so hard it rips through the entire fabric of space and time. In his full power transformation, he's been known to accidentally do exactly that. Now, thank God in the context of our competition here, we're not gonna have to worry about that. That's because our friends over at the Anime Sports Association do have magical universe-fixing powers, luckily. But anyways, congratulations on winning our first gold medal, Broly. Nice. And with our first major event out of the way now, let's move on to our next one, swimming. And while there isn't a real Michael Phelps anime, our top 3 swimmers are still all insane. Starting with our bronze medalist representing Japan, Haruka Nanase. As the main character of the anime Free, which is all about swimming, Haruka, and you will never guess this, loves to swim. He's literally obsessed with the water, and to be honest, if he were in a traditional shonen, he would probably always steal the gold medal, but since he's built to swim, he falls short a little bit. Unlike our silver medalist, also representing the land of the rising sun, Gang Orca. Now this absolute unit from My Hero Academia is the master of the ocean with his gigantic build. You would think that he'd struggle to be swift and nimble, but that's not the case. With his orca whale quirk, he's terrifying to any villainous pirate, but unfortunately enough, he's still not fast enough somehow to take down a real heroic pirate, which is why he couldn't quite beat our gold medalist representing the underwater nation of Fishman Island, Jimbei from One Piece, who steals the gold medal in swimming. Being a fishman, you would have never guessed this, he's an absolute master of water. He's insanely fast, has perfect control thanks to his martial arts background, and with his whale shark body, he absolutely dominates the entire competition. He even beat Kisame over from Naruto. Now, we're talking about a man who can hold his own with the Empress of the Sea in One Piece, so really, there's no one who's gonna outswim this guy. But now we're gonna leave the water and head over to land for our next event, the 400-meter dash. And the racers are already at the line, ready to race. On your mark, get set, go! And oh wow, oh, they're already done that. Okay, let's look at the slow motion here. Let's look at the results. But before we get into the medals themselves, I do have to unfortunately report a disqualification. You see, Poochie, the representative from America and main antagonist of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, was actually disqualified for the use of performance-enhancing drugs. Apparently, transforming your stand 3 times through artificial means isn't legal. I would say that's kind of lame, but hey, the rules are the rules, I guess. But representing the Republic of Padokia inside the V6 nations, Killua Zoldyck receives the bronze medal in this competition. Using his insane speed and agility, there was really no doubt that this young man would get his hands on a medal. Godspeed, his Nen technique is a really powerful ability that infuses his body with lightning, making him a supercharged sprinter, though I'm not quite sure if he's actually as fast as God, but we'll give the naming to him anyways. But he fell just short of the silver medal to someone just a little bit faster than him. So who took the silver then, you ask? Well, allow me to introduce, coming all the way from the land of fire, a very special guest, because apparently political leaders are entering our contest as well, as the 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze, quickly steals the silver medal for a spot on the podium. Now, you might not get this from his name, but Konoha's Yellow Flash is actually really fast. With his insane response time, mastery of the body flicker technique, and the flying Thunder God Jutsu, Minato's lightspeed feats easily pushed him into the 2nd place spot, though I don't know if it's legal to actually throw a kunai, but nobody saw it anyway, so it probably is gonna be fine. But there was no doubt that Japan's god of speed, Shinra Kusakabe, would take the gold in this event as well. As you might remember from my video on the all-time fastest anime characters, the Devil's Footprint is just unbeatable when it comes to actual speed. Using his Adula Burst, this young man can break reality and space-time itself, and spoiler alert, even creates universes with his godlike speed as well. So let's face it, when it comes to actual physical speed without time stoppage or teleportation, nobody does it better in anime than the devil himself. Alrighty, but next on our event list, we have archery. Ooh, I like that one. Well, all of our candidates here have only 6 arrows each to nail a perfect score, but since they're all experts marksmen, we're just gonna have to make the targets move and go real fast, so that should make it a little bit harder. And with that being said, the results here were incredibly close, maybe the closest in this entire video, but we did calculate the numbers, and I hear we do have the final ranking, and I'm hearing that the bronze medal indeed representing, and you will not guess this, Japan, is Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke. Because sometimes you just need strong fundamentals to crush your feeble enemies, and Ashitaka is definitely built different when it comes to that. You see, the last MSG Prince has an eagle's eyes view when it comes to archery, able to hit targets while riding his massive elk, Yakui, and is able to keep his composure even despite literally being cursed. Now, I don't know about you, but I struggle to get out of bed when I have a tiny little cold, but Ashitaka here, well, he's a level above the rest. That's the type of mental toughness that you really need to secure a medal in any of these Olympic Games after all. And I would know as a pro athlete myself. Okay, anyways. Unfortunately, the superhumans of the world are kind of hard to beat, which is why another representative from the land of fire is Sasuke Uchiha, who takes our silver medal in this case. And what can I say? It's kind of hard to beat a dude who makes a giant energy samurai thing shoot flaming arrows, especially when that dude can control where those arrows go precisely with his special reality bending eyeballs. Because that's right, using Amaterasu flame arrows, which do kind of feel like cheating. No? That's allowed? Okay, well, and using his flame control, Sasuke can just bend the path of his arrows, split it a bunch of times if he needs to, and then also just cremate the target itself. And honestly, this is really helpful both when disposing of an enemy's body and placing really high at a big sporting event, so what a bargain of an ability. But obviously, somehow he still didn't get the gold medal, so who in the world did? Probably must be someone like Uryu from Bleach, or I don't know, Hanzo from Overwatch, right? Because that's pretty much anime at this point. I guess. Well, or maybe Sasha from AOT, right? I mean, she's oddly good with a bow and arrow. Maybe she took the gold medal here? Nope. All of them scored pretty low actually compared to our gold medalist representing the planet Silver Millennium. We have Sailor Mars. And I gotta say, in these anime competition videos, there's always somehow a Sailor Moon character, so turns out they are actually kind of broken, I guess. Wow. And I mean, we gotta be real, she is fashionable, powerful, and just sort of a literal space goddess when it comes to archery. I mean, with her flame powers and signature move, Mars Flame Sniper, she's kind of a cut above the rest here. Congrats, Sailor, on beating down very strong competition here. And since we are talking about unbelievably powerful gods, our next event, the Javelin Toss, just happens to have 3 literal gods taking all the medals as well. And who knew that gods would be so strong, right? But let's start with the bronze medalist representing Greece here, Poseidon. Oh Manu, why on earth did you put a Greek god into your anime video? Well, first of all, you punk, listen here, I can put whoever I want in my videos. I could put Gordon Ramsay in here if I wanted to, but also, since Netflix adopted the hit manga Record of Ragnarok, turns out he is actually an anime character. Don't step to me. I'll mess you up with my anime facts. Anyways, yes, Poseidon is a literal god and a badass anime fighter who uses his own very trident to just completely destroy other gods and also humans because he's a very, I guess, tolerant guy and equal rights for everyone. But you know what a trident is actually used for? Spearfishing, just like a javelin, somewhat, I think. So that's right, you throw that bad boy and it gets you dinner, or in this case, a literal Olympic bronze medal. Now, Poseidon may actually have taken first place if he didn't get beaten by an old man with a broken sword, but bronze is still pretty good, I think. However, he wasn't better than the sun god himself, representing the East Blue. It's Monkey D. Luffy taking home the silver medal for One Piece here. Now, I do know what you're probably thinking here. This dude punches and kicks people like for a living for the last 25 years. He doesn't use a javelin, Manu, and yeah, you are kind of correct, my dear viewer, but Gear 5 Luffy absolutely uses a javelin. It just happens to be, you know, a literal lightning bolt, and he's able to effectively use these gum lightning attacks with pinpoint accuracy thanks to his powerful haki and expert fighting skills as well. However, it does not matter who you are, you're just never gonna outdo the Demon King when it comes to tossing spears. Representing the Kingdom of Britannia, Melodius is our gold medalist in Javelin because if you know, you know. And since you might not, let me quickly talk about what might just be the most insane spear throw ever animated in the history of anime, I guess. In episode 2 of the 7 Deadly Sins, the Holy Knight Gilthunder throws a spear at Melodius from miles away, but casually, in his very weakened state, mind you, Melodius catches the spear, gets dragged for a long distance by its speed, but then just locks in and throws it back twice as hard and way more accurately than Gilthunder ever could. The dude doesn't even use spears. What's wrong with him? And a fun side note here, this feat absolutely was the first thing that I thought of when writing this video. It was just too perfect to go into the Olympics. Anyways, congratulations, you little pervert. You won a prize, though. You would probably only win it with the good version of the anime, not with whatever happened to him here. Like, I don't know. That's probably not an Olympic medal, I think. Maybe a different competition. Anyways, moving on to our next event. It's a brand new addition to the Olympics, in case you don't know, and actually a pretty cool one, skateboarding. Where was that when I was young? And I'm pretty excited to tell you that every medalist is from Skate the Infinity. Yes? Time out. None of them placed? How did none of them place in the top 3 here? That's their whole thing. What do you mean? All right, fine. Okay, I'm sorry. Apparently, none of the skateboarding anime people made it onto the podium here, but somehow our bronze medalist representing Japan is Detective Conan? Hey, what can I say? This kid kind of shreds. I mean, his boards can transform and do some really crazy stuff, and he's got some pretty mad skills. I mean, gotta admit that. So, real recognizes real, kid. You've got some pretty sick moves and the analytical mindset to win it all, I guess. Well, except the other two medals, because you kind of can't hold a candle to the Master of Meisters representing the US, Death the Kid. Did you actually know that Soul Eater takes place in Death City, Nevada? Like, what an odd spot to pick, but I do guess it makes sense because Death Valley is right there. So, anyways, Wednesday Addams over here loves skateboarding almost more than he loves symmetry. He's got incredible high skills, speed, and reaction time, so it's really no wonder that he's taking home the silver. But then who took over the gold, you ask, and how wasn't it one of Skate the Infinite characters? Well, apparently, someone busted all of their skateboards before the event, and I think it might actually have been our gold medalist here, looking very suspicious, grinning over there. Coming to us from Springfield in the US, it's no way. I'm sorry. You're telling me that the gold medalist in the Anime Olympics for skateboarding is Bart Simpson? Ugh, I knew this was gonna be a shit video when I clicked on it. Alright, okay. This little yellow-haired freak clearly cheated. I did not know he was in this video, but I guess I can't change what the Anime Sport Association officials have decided. I mean, the board of directors are officially introducing it to the anime ranks, so I have to include it in this video. I mean, he is pretty good at skateboarding, I guess. I mean, it is one of his defining characteristics, and well, he's got some nasty moves like this. So I guess he's gonna take the gold medal home. I hope your dad chokes you out, you little punk, trying to ruin my video here. Okay, we're gonna go back to real medalists now. I do need something to get the anger out a little bit. So pull up the boxing results, will you? Okay, yeah. These look a lot better, I think. Taking our bronze medal from the US is Muhammad Ali. What anime is he in? Oh, it's Baki. Oh, okay, of course it's Baki. Should have known that, but hey, I do have to admit, this anime version of his is kind of insane. Turns out, in his anime official version, in his prime, he actually gained the respect of the legendary Yujiro Hanma. He's a master of boxing, and even in his old age, he is fast enough to leap out of the stands and stop Baki from killing his son, Muhammad Ali Jr., closing the gap at near lightning speed. The next up is someone who I think really deserves the silver medal, representing Japan, Takemura from Hajime no Ippo. Being Ippo's inspiration and mentor, Takemura is a really rough and rowdy heavyweight champion, and sometimes a street rat can really make a difference, so it's definitely kind of a rocky story going on here, and that means who is gonna be our gold medalist for boxing? Joe from Megalobox? No, the characters from that franchise were actually all disqualified for using illegal equipment, so I guess it must be Tomorrow Joe's Joe Yabuki, the godfather of all sports anime. Nah, sorry man, I guess you're important, but you can't quite keep up with our real medalists here. No, the real gold medal representing Japan is Star Platinum, because unfortunately it's really hard to beat this stand in a boxing match. Like, this dude kind of defines what it means to punch in modern anime scenes with his legendary ora 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 ora, but he's also impossible to touch unless you have a stand yourself, which means he's a boxer who can't be boxed himself but can deal infinite damage. So yeah, way to go, Star Platinum. You've gamed the system and stole the gold medal from some real boxers, so I hope you're proud of yourself for that. Now, we've already done a bunch of really fun events so far, but the next few ones are even crazier and even more fun, and just wait, it'll only get more and more competitive as we go. Next up, a super fun shift in events. We are gonna talk about ping pong. Yes, not all the Olympic sports are these crazy big physical events. Sometimes you have to go down to little events. Precision, accuracy, reaction time, and of course, fitness. These four things are what you really need in order to be a true master of ping pong, according to me, who knows nothing about that sport. And I say you must be a master of the body, have a really clear mind, and manipulate the battlefield like a conductor who organizes a symphony, or at least that's kind of what it looks like to me in my head when I see good people playing ping pong, which is why our bronze medalist representing the Magic Realm makes no sense at all to me. It's the cream puff loving maniac, Mash Burnett. Bring bong bong, bing bong bong, bing bong, ping pong. Because when it comes to mastering their body, this dude has the reflexes to do just about anything. I mean, this guy busts out his tennis skills against a literal god and shatters it into pieces. Do you really think that he couldn't rock the table as well? This guy, I sure do, and even though he kind of fell short on the people above him, I do think you will understand why he got into third place. And that's because our silver medalist, coming to us from what is technically not China, but absolutely is China, is Son Goku. And you might be very surprised by this, but there's no other way to put it. Ultra Instinct is, turns out, a really broken transformation. And if you don't think that he would literally be a psychopath at ping pong, you are very wrong, and why would you even think that? For one, he faced off against Vegeta in a baseball match and used Super Saiyan Blue to nearly destroy the baseball diamond. This man would absolutely lock in and use his mastered Ultra Instinct to defeat anyone and everyone that he would face in a table tennis matchup. Well, everyone except the representative of the V6 nations, Chairman Isaac Netero of the Hunter Association, that is. I mean, come on, look at this guy's outfit. This stud is rocking the athleisure look hard. I'm like my man cooking over here. We love an old man wearing workout gear, of course. Who doesn't, let's be honest, but it does also beg the question, how does he beat someone like Goku? Well, turns out the answer is pretty simple. He uses his Nen technique, the 100 type Guanyin Bodhisattva. Now, in case these four words chained together for whatever reasons don't make sense to you, this technique basically reacts incredibly fast with a near infinite amount of variations in its movements. Or to simplify that statement even more, it's literally the perfect table tennis machine. And unlike Meruem here, Goku wouldn't just have all day and all night to keep battling it out against Netero at the table, because we have time limits to keep at the Olympics, so that's why in the end, Goku doesn't have time to adapt and why Netero takes the gold medal in this very event. Next up though, very exciting, we have our only and first double event in these anime Olympics, beach volleyball. And big shocker, it's gonna be another clean sweep round for Japan as well this time. Starting off with our bronze medalist pair Deku and Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite guy aka Midoriya and Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Now, this dynamic duo may have a really toxic friendship rivalry, but they are also incredible heroes with some truly insane reaction times, the ability to lock in and sync up as seen in their second movie, Heroes Rising, as well as their lifelong friendship, which is just so heartwarming to see every time they do anything together. Now, it may have been one-sided for a while, but eventually, once they get their act together, somehow they become two cute little buddies who fight together really well. And now they use the insane power of One for All and explosions, I guess, to pass, set, and spike their way to the bronze medal. Using Black Whip, Danger Sense, and Float, Deku is a really hard defensive matchup, and with his Howitzer impact, Bakugo can unleash devastating attacks that would absolutely just straight up destroy the volleyball for one, plus all their hero equipment is kind of against the regulations, so they wouldn't be as big a threat as one might think, which is exactly why our silver medalists Shoyo Hinata and Toru Oikawa were able to claim second place instead. And I know you're all thinking that I misspoke, but no, I did actually mean Oikawa, not Hinata's regular buddy Kageyama. And that's actually because, and spoilers for the last arc of Haikyuu, these two are actually a beach volleyball pair, it turns out. They do spend time together learning about each other and reigniting their passion for volleyball in Brazil. Turns out that these two are absolutely built for this, as they are both literal Olympians in their story. And also, how nice to see that sometimes these sport anime guys can actually get some medals in these crazy shonen Olympics anyway, so good on them. That means that they are really powerful. But unfortunately, even though they are from the volleyball anime, they can't quite beat the brotherly love of Todo and Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. And what can I say? They are kind of a real godlike pair, taking down Mahito, fighting off Hanami, and squaring off against Sukuna together. These two are actually just disgusting as a pair. For some reason, it's kind of like they can read each other's minds and unleash devastating combo moves together. Not to mention Boogie Woogie just makes them even harder to read and defeat, especially in volleyball. So suddenly you could just have two blockers at the net, or a giant block from Todo instead of Yuji, or at the last moment they change spiking positions and the angles are all different and really hard to read. Needless to say, there were many reasons why these two wanted to take home the gold medal, and most of them were probably mostly just to impress Jennifer Lawrence, but hey, that probably worked out, so good on them. And now we move over to a really highly anticipated event, especially in the anime community, which is gonna be fencing. Yes, swords! Let's go! And it's not just sword fighting, it's the incredible precision and skill-based style that really makes this event so contentious. I mean, sure, characters like Mihawk, Tanjiro, Tsabuza, or Kirito would be great in a traditional sword fight, but fencing is more like a bit of an art form in a weird way, I think. You see very unique sword styles based on European short sword fighting styles like rapiers, foils, and sabers are the weapons used in traditional fencing and saber matches. Which means that the characters that would take home the medals here were gonna be characters that are very familiar with this particular style of fighting. And so with that little spoiler out of the way, let's announce our bronze medalist from the nation of Amestris, the Fuda King Bradley. A legendary sword fighter and war hero, this homunculus is a real beast also when it comes to fencing. While everyone else was out drinking, partying, and getting some, Bradley was at home studying the blade. Something that happened to pay off in these Olympics, because his impressive skill with that sword landed him the bronze medal at the Olympics. Father would be so proud. Next up, our silver medalist hails from the nation of Mistral Weiß Schnee. Now, it's a bit odd to say a German name as a German and also to talk about Ruby, but hey, when we're talking about elegant and powerful rapier users in a show, she's gonna have to steal a spot. Using her grace and speed, Weiss and her trusted blade, Myrtenaster, I don't know how to no idea how to pronounce that word. They defeat a wide range of enemies, from enemy hunters to grim titans, and using her dust power, she can alter gravity, her speed, and create ice structures and constructs to fight her enemies as well. Now, unfortunately, her sword is definitely illegal, but her skill still kind of nicely transfers, I think, over to fencing, and that is exactly why she's able to take the silver medal in this competition. But really, it should come as no surprise that the gold medalist in our category is none other than the Master of Blades, Britain's very own Saber from the Fate series. Let's be real, she is a beast, plain and simple. Highly regarded as the strongest servant in the canon, Saber is simply a real master swordsman across the entire board. I mean, it's no surprise that with that codename, Saber, a reference to a fencing style of blade, she was gonna be the one who would become our gold medalist in this competition. But up next, it's really time for the big guns. No, literally. I mean the big guns, the people who go bang 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 and hit their target. Like, this event is called shooting. I have a feeling that the US is probably gonna sweep this category. Okay. Surprisingly, our bronze medalist actually comes from the nation called Marley. Her name is Gabi, and she arguably has the nastiest shot out of anyone in Attack on Titan. Like, this girl is a real military brat, and as much as I will never forgive her for killing the best girl, Sasha Braus, I cannot deny that she's just got that American sniper skill with her. Like, call her Kenny S because she's the best sniper in the world, it seems. Eren Yeager, boom, headshot. Sasha, boom, shot through the heart. How about a train full of dynamite, bling bang bang born, and you're gone. For a normal kid, she's kind of disgustingly good with a rifle and also kind of suspicious. Like, I feel bad that she is that good at that age, but hey, she won, so... Also, she's not better than the humanoid typhoon from No Man's Land, Vash the Stampede. Now, this expert gunner from Trigun is probably the most iconic marksman in the history of anime and manga, let's be real. Like, odds are, even if you've never even watched Trigun or its remake Stampede, something that, by the way, you should absolutely be doing right after this video, you probably recognize this man from somewhere. Like, you have seen this man's wanted poster for a very good reason, and it's because he can shoot a coin out of the air with a random revolver that he finds on the ground. So what do you think would happen if you put a real gun in his hand and not one of those little baby handguns? Well, let's just say it's high noon and this little needle-haired softie is the deadliest gunman in the galaxy. So take pride in your silver medal, Vash. However, as much as it pains me to say, even you cannot stop the man, the myth, the legend, Yasop. And man, it's just a real sweep for One Piece characters this time around. Shocker, the One Piece guy puts One Piece characters in his... Anyways, you tried to make an argument against me on this one. No, but like seriously, I did try to put Yasop lower, but the dude can see the future and is currently the best sniper in the world of One Piece, and I heard a rumor that he might even be related to Sogeking from Sniper Island. I mean, let's face it, there's no way that Red Hair Shanks puts you in his crew unless you're the best of the best. Something that when it comes to shooting, our old man Yasop here absolutely is. And honestly, so far these outcomes were absolutely insane, and I can only imagine the other wild possibilities for characters and events like Yor in gymnastics or Saitama in the long jump. Like, what are some events and characters that you think should have been in this video and who would win these competitions? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed your favorite anime characters in weird sporting events, I have a super fun video about creating the ultimate anime basketball teams that you should check out right here. Like, watch Gojo and Kakashi settle their beef on the court. You should check it out. Otherwise, thanks so much, and if you like this video, why not subscribe? It helps the channel. Alright, I'm out. See you next time.